Classy.
Yeah, sassy. A bit smart assy.
I wonder if you were going to start.
What is freaking up, you guys? My name is Sarah.
My name's Eve.
And we are Burnt Out Perfectionist. I almost said my name is Eve.
Oh, happy Monday.
Happy
I
Monday.
feel like I've done that for the past 5. And I'm like, now I'm going to stop doing it.
Now it's like your thing.
Happy Monday.
So, Eve, how was your week? Let us know you're surviving and thriving.
Well, currently it's Tuesday. Yes, if you didn't hear our previous episode, last week we talked about all things of preparing for holiday chaos, being overwhelmed when December hits, and some tips and tricks, as well as some of our personal endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with my survive because it happened last night. So my dog, love her dearly, has very itchy skin in the winter because she's very dry. She's a German Shepherd, Blue Heeler. And so Sarah found this great cream that was like a lot of people raved about. It's like body butter that you don't have to wash off. And I was like, great. So last night, she's really itchy and I was like, I'm going to grab it and use it. Put it on her and brushed it out and looked down on my arm and I had this big red spot starting. And then my whole arm broke out in hives.
And then it's pulsed up.
And then it swelled up and then my wrist really hurt. And I was like, solid. So I ran out of cold water. I don't know what it was, but definitely allergic to it. It was fun. Still have I don't know if I got a chemical burn from it or what.
I don't know. You sent me that picture last night and I was like, what the hell? And then I sent you pictures of my tiny human who had, it looked like she plays hockey. So I thought she just had rink face. You know when your face kind of gets chapped when you've been in cold and stuff like that? And I was like, I don't know. And I constantly had this funny feeling. And there's this thing called slap cheek that I thought was very interesting sounding. But there's also lots of viral things going on. I mean, it's cold and flu season. Strep can give you a rash. There's so many things that can give you a rash. So to make sure, I was like, oh, well, I'll check on her in the morning. I go to get her dressed in the morning. I'm like, well, it looks like you're not going to school. She's like, why? Full body rash. And I'm like, oh, dear. So I spent the morning standing in line, which actually, I'm not going to lie, for the walk-in that we went to, we walked out and they're like, okay, cool, come back at 11:30. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah. I'm like, sweet. So I went back earlier and I ended up getting in earlier, but it wasn't come sit in here in this waiting room of doom with your child. So we did that. We toodalooed around a little bit. She still was very enthusiastic, very annoyed that she was not going to school, and wanted a second breakfast. So we shall see how this goes. She had a wee bit of a fever, but so far it's just more of an annoyance, I think. And so far the rash is not itchy. It's just there.
We'd also like to state she's currently with her father.
Yeah.
So she is not at school.
No.
Or anything like that.
I do not send my kid to school when she's sick, or even if she has the sniffles, or if there's something weird. I will not send my kid. A, because it's uncomfortable being a kid and being sick anywhere other than being with a family member. And B, I just think it's rude. And I was like this before the pandemic because our parents were always like, you don't feel good? No, then don't go to school because you don't need to take out the entire thing.
Yeah.
And we're very aware as well of people. I grew up with somebody where her little sister had a lot of actual physical disabilities and stuff too. And it was if you were sick, you did not go anywhere near because that would cause a lot of issues and everything. So I was taught from a very young age, if you're sick, you stay home. I didn't need a pandemic to teach me that.
No. Also, PSA for people with children, please don't bring your kid to school. And, if your kid has an allergic reaction to something, please just let the other parents know.
Oh, yeah. I just tell everybody.
No, some people are like, although I don't want to tell them, I don't want to embarrass the kid. But, sometimes it's not an allergic reaction.
Sometimes it's other things, especially if it's something that's contagious. You just want to make sure that give everybody a heads up. I'm not going to look at that kid like they're a disease fest.
No.
Half of our kids go to before and after school care. Kids go to school. There's tons of kids in school. So
yeah,
just make the better choice.
Also going into the winter. And my threat is, well, I would say it started off as a thrive, but it ended up being a thrive. Last week, near the end of the week, our younger brother, who has autism, who uses an iPad as his main form of communication and his main resource, it decided to just not work.
Oh, it did this once before, and I had to plug it in. I had to try like 4 different chargers, and these are like brand new chargers. So I'm charging different chargers. I'm trying different outlets, and I got it to kind of like work for a while, but it took a couple hours. Then I was like, it's not working again. So I'm like digging through, finding other chargers, putting it directly into the wall, doing all the things. I mean, I used to do tech support, so why not just keep trying to do the things? Well, you get like the cord that has not been broken in.
Mhm.
And I stuck it in the port, and as I stick it in the thing, I go to put the iPad down, and I watch it like wiggle back and forth, and I was like, oh fuck, that's the iPad. That's the port.
So, if you have a family member with autism, sometimes, if that's their main form of communication and stuff like that,
Mhm.
it kind of needs to work.
It's like if someone took your car away without you expecting it, is the best way to relate it. And you're like, what do I do? Where do I go?
Yeah.
How do I look up the things? And you offer other solutions. Like I said, hey, I have mine here. Like, do you want to use mine? Or you have a computer in your room? No, because it's routine based. And that's his routine. And he couldn't do the thing. And I personally felt like he handled that very well.
He did handle it very well. It was just more, because this has obviously been our life since a very young age. You automatically anticipate the worst.
Oh,
Like, okay, what is going on there? We've also had construction around our place too, so like very stressful. So I was at work, our mom was at work, Sarah was texting me, and I was like, well, the last time this had happened, his iPad just decided to not turn on one day.
yeah.
And I was like, I had just bought myself, it was my first big girl purchase after my big girl job. And I was like, I'm gonna buy myself an iPad. I literally had this thing for 3 weeks and his iPad broke. And I was like, and this is when they took away the home button
Yeah.
for the majority of the iPads. And I was like, well, he's already like stressed out because his iPad's not working. There's no other real solutions. I'm just gonna wipe mine and give him mine, and then I'll just go buy a new one. So we did that. I think I bought it on Apple instead of Costco. And I was like, hey, whatever, it's good. So this time I was like, you know what? I called our mom on my lunch break, and I was like, are you on lunch break? She goes, yeah. I'm like, after work, we're going to Costco. And she was like, okay. So that's good. Hello, Costco. Heads up, if anybody is wanting, I don't know what people's budgets are. This is very outskirts of the budget that we usually follow. We're usually like $100 or less, or like $50. I walk in, so I have already made it in my mind that our brother is getting my iPad because I know that the case works, I know that charges works, and I know his password for everything. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm getting an iPad today because all of the iPads to Apple. Please stop changing the sizes of your iPads because sometimes these situations happen and I don't have a case.
And it's easy. That's the whole thing, is like you giving him the one that you had, which is still new and all the other stuff. Being able to pass it over because all you have to do is wipe it and sign in.
Yeah.
It's easier because there's already the case. There's already the keyboard that he prefers to have, doesn't use, but likes to have it there. Like there's already all the accessories, all the covers, and you don't have to wait for Amazon because it's so freaking hard where we live to find the right case for the right iPad.
Well, and like all the majority of stores, it's like if you're slightly off by like a year or something, it's messed up.
Yeah.
So I went to Costco and I was like, do 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 do. They had iPad, um, they had an iPad. They had the two big like iPads my ears are Pros and stuff. They were like 350 or 450, and I was like, dude, last time I bought an iPad was like $700.
I know, right? When you said that, I was like, what? You're basically getting 2 for the price of 1.
I know, so I was mentally prepared to spend a bulk load of money, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Go in, not whatever, but like mentally prepared for this. Go in, and I'm like, oh my god, my iPad's only gonna be like $4.99. Great. Grab one, and then I was like, I called Sen, and I was like, so the iPads are a lot cheaper than I thought they were gonna be, so I'm gonna buy mom a new iPad. And
Which is like our mom right now has an iPad. It was an iPad mini, right? And then was it dad's old iPad?
no. So when our brother's iPad previously broke,
Okay.
we got it to work again.
Yeah.
Mom's been using that one.
Oh, yeah.
And then she has an original iPad mini,
Yep.
like no generation, just iPad mini.
Yeah.
That she had gotten when our dad was still alive for like it was 9.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And this thing no longer updates. It didn't even really reach the internet.
And it would like
still had the old YouTube symbol because you couldn't update it.
Yeah, and it would stay charged for like a short period of time. So she watches like crafting videos and stuff like that, or she'll sit and watch one while she's like making something that's with it. And yeah.
Yeah, so she'd use that, but then sometimes it would glitch. Like you all know when the iPad's like rich, it's like one of the oldest iPads, and we were like, I was like, we were Sarah and I had talked about we usually just get like going on one big purchase or stuff like that. So we are thinking of the
Sometimes,
big
yeah.
things that
Like we've done like the Cricut thing, that press.
oh yeah, the press, the heat press.
Yeah.
Uh
She also gets mad if you buy her something on your own, but it seems to lessen the blow if it's like, oh, I gave money to her for that. Oh, okay, perfect. So it's from all of you guys? Yes.
oh yeah, she was when she got that heat press before Sarah went in on me, she was not bad. Oh my god. Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I gave Mom that present a month before Christmas, but I just rewrapped it.
Oh, really?
Because it came from Costco and it like
What? It wasn't in a box.
no, it was like half in the box because it comes with like okay, also PSA, if you would ever buy a Cricut product, buy it on Costco online because it comes with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So it came and on the freaking label, because Mom had gotten it, it said Cricut heat press package. And I was like, oh god. I was like,
Well, that was like when your iPad case came this weekend for your new iPad. And you're like, I wonder what it is. They literally just like the cellophane wrapped fucking package, they slapped a label on it and sent it out. I mean, it came within 12 hours of you buying it.
but like still. So it came and it literally flat out said Cricut heat press. And of course, just the one time our mom brings it in and she goes, hey, and looks down and then looks at me and I'm like,
Son of a bitch.
I'm like, god damn it. And she was like, is this for me? And I'm like, well, what am I going to say? It's for me. And then
She said.
And then she regifted to her on Christmas. Like, I bought something for myself and then didn't want it. And I'm like, it's like, crap. You can't tell anybody if it's for you. She goes, oh my god. And she was like, now that I know what it is, can I open it up?
Yeah.
And I was like, sure. You can open it up. Because I was like, oh my god. The one time she like picks up a parcel and this is the exact same on what it is.
I know.
And I'm like, so we rewrapped it. She forgot what she got. Like, it was like, I bought it in October. I bought it at the end of October. She forgot what it was. She opened it up at Christmas. She was equally as excited because she forgot what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay. So I come out of Costco with 2 iPads.
This is this past weekend.
This was on Friday.
Yeah.
Come out with 2 iPads. And I'm like sitting there on the outside, casually just thinking I'm going to be robbed. Very common thing in my brain. It's dark outside. Our mom was going somewhere because she had an event the next day. And I was like, oh, okay, she pulls her out. I walk in and I'm like, happy birthday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. And like, this woman was too sudden to speak. So I got a new iPad. I ordered a Jet Tech case off of Amazon. One little sad thing though is I did purchase myself a keyboard case, if you've heard from a previous episode, less than a month ago. And unfortunately it doesn't fit my iPad and our brother uses a keyboard case. So
He loves it.
he does really love it, but it made me really sad. But this new case is great. I'm using it right now. It's the iPad 10th generation. So if you're wanting to go in on
a very pretty blue.
It's a very pretty blue. And like the iPad's a really pretty color and everything. I will add the case to our Amazon storefront.
Sweet.
Obviously I was setting up 3 iPads this weekend, so got that all done, which was great. But I'm very excited. I really like it. It's very cute. And yeah, that was my thrive. What has your been survive and thrive? Well, you said your survive.
Obviously, my survive is the fact that my kid, like, it was just weird how it was like there was no other symptoms. And then today she woke up and it was just like full blown body rash instead of just a step on her face. And they figured that they swabbed her for strep, but he's like, she has some type of viral infection, so she needs fluids. And he's like, she still had a lot of energy. And I was like, she's had 2 breakfasts this morning, and she was sitting there like, do in the doctor's office, and he just laughed. He goes, well, at least she has a good attitude, and she's not feeling like crap. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
My thrive is, I didn't make a list, but I got I didn't make a list, but I got a lot of things done this weekend. So the Mount Everest of laundry was washed and folded and put it away. So I started the process on like Wednesday or Thursday, and then I was putting the stuff away. And then I had these storage cubes that have been great since the panorama. And I got them on Amazon. I was sold on somebody's TikTok or whatever that they were like, oh my God, these things are great. And they are great. Except on Halloween, I went to go bust out some onesies. And, well, they decided to bust out in a different way. And then I got annoyed. So then I went to take down another thing. And then one of them so anyways, there were some exploded storage bags that were on my side of the bed room. And I just didn't want to deal with them. So, I can now see the floor. Woo! I also tried out the air dry clay stuff. I know if anybody's on the same type of algorithm, there's people making stuff. And honestly, I was like, wow, I did a lot better with these than what I thought I would. You know, sometimes you go to make something and you're like, oh, like I should probably put a TikTok up of how bad my first attempt at felt stuff was.
You know, I was looking at it more, and you know something kind of funny? Mom popped over and she goes, "Did you make the house on the thing?" And I was like, "No." And she goes, "Did Sarah make that?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, if it's different colors, it'd be cute."
See, that's what I was like. It's kind of like kitschy, cute. I don't know.
It wasn't like
It
wasn't as bad as like I was on the felt side of TikTok, and some of the ones that I saw, I was like, wow.
Well, and that's the whole thing is there's different colors, and it was the first time I ever did it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it stayed together. But I think my favorite thing is Eva's like, you don't want to start with letters? I'm like, no, I'm going to make this fucking gingerbread house out of random different pieces of fabric.
Because I was like, I have the letter stencils if you want to start with that. Because then it's just like a blanket stitch and you could add some things on. She was like, no, I want the 50.
No, I go full fucking bore.
And I was like, all right.
It was great though, because then I could test out everything. But I was like itching and wanted to do it. I like went to every dollar store in my area. Almost everything's sold out. So clearly there's a speaker. Clearly there's other people in the same algorithm than me. So I had fun doing that. We toodalooed a couple times. We had some hockey games this weekend. And I don't know. I felt like it was like very chill because I didn't like write a list and like be like, oh, I need to get all this shit done this weekend. Like I had a list in my head, but it wasn't like, you're a loser. You didn't get all this shit done. And now I'm at the point where there's like little bits. I was planning on setting up Christmas this weekend. That didn't happen, but I got so much stuff done, like so much laundry done, so many things done, like out of the way. I'm also on the hunt because my husband's Kindle is somewhere in our house, and I wonder if they make a case where I could put an air tag in it. Because
to make like stickers though.
There's the NFC stickers or whatever, but you have to like scan them. But there's like
you that has to feel like a tracking. I'm sorry, people track you
like it's a black and brown case on a Kindle, and my husband's like, I can't remember the last time I saw it. He thought it was at somebody's house, but those people had moved, so clearly they would have found something and told us. And I'm like on the hunt for this Kindle while slowly like decluttering and all this other stuff in my house. I also did it where we get that halfway season where like you wake up in the morning and it's freezing, and then by the time it's the afternoon it was like 25 degrees. So I rotated out like, all the bike shorts, all the lighter stuff, because that stuff ain't gonna fly in the next couple weeks. And I brought out all my Christmas pajamas, so I replaced all my pajamas with festive holiday winter pajamas. And
I'm sorry,
it's stuff in my
I just looked something up. They said that this is a small tracker sticker.
Oh, that is a small tracker sticker. That's from Tile.
I know, it says Tile, but look at how big that is.
I know, it literally looks like an air tag with a stickum on the back.
Like, I just want like a little sticker. I know that they have them because they have to have
them. That's what they call those though, because they already have the stickum stuff on them. But yeah. So yeah, I feel very accomplished. I think it was just I literally said to Eve, like, I could barely sleep on Saturday because I was like, my room is so dirty, but I'm not going to get up. And it wasn't actually dirty. It was just clean clothes. But I was just like, I don't want to deal with that right now.
I know. I need to go through my clothes. I just haven't had the effort to do it.
I know. I ended up pulling out like a huge bag full of stuff. Some of the stuff I had already taken down because I have two sister-in-laws. And I was down there and I wanted to see if anybody wanted to like use anything. I had one who was just having surgery, and she's a significantly different size than me. She's smaller than me, but I wanted to make sure that she needed anything like a baggy sweater or whatever, that she had some comfy stuff that she could choose from. Plus, I found this super cute, and I'm going to describe this and someone's going to be like, you're psychotic. It was a shirt I found when I went thrifting, and it looks like a skull, But if you look, it's little tiny black and white pictures of these horror movie characters, and she loves horror movies. So I grabbed it and I was like, I gotta get this. She's like, oh my God, I love it so much. She's like, oh, such a cool sculpture. And then looks and you could see all of them. And she's like, oh my God. And I was like, right. Um, so I gave her that. And then my other sister-in-law grabbed a couple tank tops. She's the tank top queen. She's a very warm individual. And yeah, I don't know. It was pretty chill. We watched like for the first time ever, my kid has seen Home Alone and Home Alone 2. We attempted to watch 3. It was brutal.
Yeah.
It was super brutal. It was like when they just started like really like over maximalizing and taking like something that's completely different and just slapping a title on it so people would watch it.
Yeah. See, and like certain things, if you name it something different, I'd still watch it.
Right? That's the whole thing is like we started watching 3 and my kid was like, I don't know, this is kind of like Cody Banks and like Spy Kids, but not really. And she's like, this kid's name isn't even Kevin McAllister and he's not even in the same house. And I'm so confused. How
Different family.
also, like, we got 30 minutes into this movie and there was like barely any dialogue. And then they just got to like the kid and there was all this background information of the thing. And she goes, this is weird and this is boring. I was like, I agree.
Turns off.
Yeah. I was like, we don't need to watch this. And then we watched Elf again this weekend because I fucking love that movie.
I watched my classic 8 Crazy Nights.
Nice.
Love 8 Crazy Nights. No, I find that after Halloween, I find a lot easier to chat about things. I don't know why. Like, I just
You are so awkward, but you try so hard during the month.
I do try, and like I do like crime shows and stuff like that. But I just think like I don't know. I'm just not like it hits after Halloween, and I'm like, okay, it's like wintry, and it slowly goes into Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
This is the main time of the year, and I'm like, oh my God, I love every day. The rest of the time, I'm like,
I feel like I accomplish so much more when it's like cooler outside.
This time in like end of winter, early spring
Yeah.
is usually when we're like, great. It's like summer, we're like, eh.
Oh, no.
Fall, we're like, okay, revving up.
Mid-spring, I cannot breathe. I can barely speak. I'm allergic to the world.
Ugh. If we could like move around the seasons, that would be great.
I would just love to live any place that's like 15 to 20 degrees all the time.
It's England.
I know, but it rains a lot there.
I know.
I love how excited you got.
Oh my God, I was watching this new Hallmark Christmas movie, and it's like Irish she would make a Merry Christmas. I know, it's so cute. Basically, this girl buys a cottage for cheap in Ireland, and then meets this guy named Sean,
Of
and
course, his name is Sean.
her name's Rosie, and she buys the Rosalind cottage, and then she's redoing it, and it's just so pretty over there, and it's just so simple and quaint, and I'm just like, oh, just want to live there.
I know. I'd love to go there someday.
I feel like I don't know. I'd like to go to different places that I would think about living in during my worst allergy season and see how bad it would be.
I know. I just laugh because I'm like, everyone's like, Ireland, it's so green. I'm like, I wonder how allergic I am to all of that stuff, or if it's different because it's not the same stuff that's here.
I think a majority of things that I'm allergic to is tropical.
Oh, I'm like grass, trees,
Well, outdoor.
existence, mold.
See, I just have. You think
Right.
you're okay?
Bam, here's a reaction.
What?
I find there's like, I mean, we talk about this like, it's usually on like a seasonal rotation or something like that. But like, I always feel almost like more prone to like, so my kid's birthday is the beginning of November and I always go through her stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if like we're going to have a party or whatever, like she'll still get birthday presents. So that way she's not like overwhelmed and then you're doing it with all the new stuff too. And then I don't really do it for my birthday because it's not like I'm asking for everything in the world. Like it's so different when you're an adult. But I always try to like slowly do stuff along the way because that way it feels like less overwhelming. Like the amount of stuff that I took out of my drawers, okay, basically dressing for 2 different seasons, took out of my drawers and I put them into like storage bags in my closet or sometimes underneath my stairs, depending on where they fit, or underneath my bed if they're those like shrink ones,
Mm-hmm.
the Ziploc ones, because I bought the knockoff ones and the Ziploc ones actually keep their seal the whole time.
Yes.
Not like out of nowhere, they're like, boom, and half your bed sideways, and you're like, shit. Or you can't get it out from under your bed. That's my favorite.
Of course. And then you're like, you have to like empty out the bag.
I know. So there's just all those like things to kind of like declutter and get things out. This is usually another time where I sit there and like go through my makeup, not just because I'm a different skin color, but because usually I've like either gotten makeup the previous season and like the previous year, or I'm a different color, or my skin's a little bit different. I'm like devastated though, so this is a message to Physicians Formula. I would like you to reissue the Breakfast Club collaboration that you did. They are the perfect fucking colors for me. Finding a cool tone blush that is still happy versus like just so gray on a pale ass girl. Eve bought it for me. And the highlighters are super cute and they don't show up as like streaky chalk on my face. And one of the bronzers is a little dark. I just use that as eyeshadow, but another one is like perfect. I would really love a brand new version of that palette because I used it this weekend and my cheeks got a little itchy and I was like, no, I don't want to give you up.
I know. I need to. Maybe I'll do that tonight or today.
You're just gonna contact Physicians Formula and ask this.
You're invited.
Hi. Well, and that's the whole thing is a lot of people don't think about it. So with rotations of like makeup stuff, there's things that expire faster. And I know some people are like, oh, that's just like best before labels. No, there's like bacteria that goes into it, like lash mites or a thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has them. You don't have lice on your eyeballs,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like everybody has them. So if you've had mascara for a long period of time, you should really get rid of it. I think it says 3 months on the bottle. I mean, I've stretched it to like 4, but sometimes it just starts getting like crumbly.
Yeah.
I have ones that are from the wedding that I was in, and one of them still works, but the other one I used on the weekend and it made my eyes feel weird. So this is like the part where I kind of go through and like get rid of different things. And if you check on the back, it's from the time that you started using it. So if you have one that's like fresh, just hanging out in the back,
Mm-hmm.
sweet. But like I have that Tarte palette. It's called like Bare Minimal or whatever. I got it last year for my birthday, but I don't know how long that one lasts for. Usually it's Tarte or it's Benefit. One of the
I think
two.
eyeshadows are a year.
Something like that. But I've been waiting for this palette to come back, and there is an influencer who is Canadian who lives in LA. And she is also very excited that this palette's coming back. And I bought this palette years ago and had no idea who the fucking influencer was at all.
Is it Aspen Overarts?
Aspen Overarts Tarte collaboration. They are bringing it out again for the holiday season.
Oh, fecal.
So Lauren or Lore DIY, literally, I see a video of someone tagging her after Aspen announces it, and I was like, holy fucking shit, because my favorite eyeshadow is the same one that Lauren used all the time. And Lauren's like, I don't care that this is expired by 4 or 5 years. And then she started getting like skin issues and stuff. It was literally one of my favorite palettes. It was like the Nude 2 was the other one that I liked. Because I don't know, I'm a cool tone. And I feel like sometimes I'll get stuff and be like, oh, this is totally a cool tone. This is like a neutral palette. And I put it on and fucking explain to me why every single time I put on a gold eyeshadow, my eyes look copper. Everything goes orange on me. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
I've seen everything goes pink on me.
I know, because you're neutral.
It's such a pain in the ass.
And then it'll be funny because I'll use it and I'll be like, oh, doesn't really like do much sometimes. So I need to like revamp it. But I like I always go for like that cruelty free brands because there's a lot less shit in those. I like my Elf. I love Essence. It's so inexpensive. This is not a commercial, but I love Essence. But my ride or die that has never let me down, Wet n Wild.
I am an elf through and through
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not allergic to it. I don't mind ColourPop.
I don't mind ColourPop either. Apparently, they're popping up in a lot more ColourPop. They're popping up in a lot more areas because I remember like I used to buy ColourPop stuff all the time, but man, the VAT. Oh, the VAT was like everything that you saved, the government took it back and more.
Yeah. I know I need to go through that and I need to go through my makeup. I'm the type of person I wear makeup like 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Like I wear mascara to work so I look more awake. And I like put clear eyebrow gel. But also like I don't care what clear eyebrow gel I get and I don't really care what mascara I get.
I know, and then sometimes they'll get it. Oh, this is the worst when they do this. So they had like an ornament pack. I think it was by L'Oreal, the Skyline mascara.
Yeah.
And they took a bunch of them and sent them to winners. And they were all unopened. They were still in their packages, like the package within the package. And I was so stoked. And I was like, well, I'll take the other one out. I don't know which one was the new one. I think I used both of them. So I'm probably going to have to dish them.
Ugh.
The mascara that I have is called Call Me Queen. It's by Essence. It is ridiculously good. Like, I already have long eyelashes, but this, like, lengthens, separates, and makes them a lot thicker. I swear to you, this is not a promotion. It's really good, and it's like $5.99 Canadian.
I have the Maybelline telescopic in the black bottle.
Oh, that's a classic.
It's like a half brush.
That's a L'Oreal.
Is it L'Oreal?
That is L'Oreal. It has, like, that is a classic mascara.
Um, it's pretty good. Sometimes I poke myself in the eye with it.
The other one is, what's the other one that they came out with? People had it for, like, ever. So that
Lash
one with that
Paradise.
soft matte container, black matte container on the bottom. I'm blanking on what it's called. Anyways, that one's a really good one. I like this Sky High mascara. That one works really well. It's just sometimes I find the brush a little boingy.
Oh my god. I was just like, I like the e.l.f. Wow. It's in a purple tube. You can get it in brown. I'm a brown mascara girl. Because if I put black mascara on, I already have dark hair. I have dark eyebrows. I have dark eyelashes. I don't need more dark. I'm already pale.
I think I've only found one that worked really well, and I don't think they make it anymore. Because a lot of them look very red on me, and then my hair is like some different color or whatever, and I'm like, oh.
Maybelline had this one that was brown. And it was great. And it smelled like cocoa powder.
Oh my god, that collection. I totally forgot about
Oh,
that.
it was in a peach container with a brown label. It was the best mascara because it smelled like cocoa and it was like just brown mascara that you could wear. Like our mom never wore black mascara, it was always brown mascara.
Yeah.
And it was the
She used to wear bizzles in the 80s and early 90s.
it was the best mascara, and now I can't find it anymore. Like I don't really get the point of buying expensive mascara. I know people are like, well, it's quality. I don't work corporate. I still go to work in a pantsuit. I don't go to work. I don't wear pajamas, essentially. I do not need to wear, and my glasses take up half my face. I don't need to wear a ton of makeup.
I've bought expensive ones. Like I used to buy like Bad Gal, the Roller Lash when it first came out. I bought like all of that stuff, and I find that Maybelline and L'Oreal are like very, very comparable. And I used to use for the longest time. I was like ride or die on CoverGirl, and then at one point they changed their formula, and I had like the worst allergic reaction on my eyes. And then I didn't use their stuff for a while, so that was just a me thing. And then had the other stuff. I find that there's so many things that you can get that are like low cost but still high reward. I mean, there's always somebody duping somebody out there too.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe when I'm a little bit older and if I have like a different job working where like I have to look nice.
You can still look nice on a budget though.
No, but like then I would put effort into like finding products. Like I have like a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I really like. I use like 3 shades.
Like you're like, oh, these are pretty, and also you'd be like, look at all this, look at all the stuff I have. I'm like, oh, those are so cute.
Oh, yeah.
Do you wear them? Or I'll be like, can I use this? You're like, yeah, sure. I've never used it. Let me know how it works. I'm like, what?
Well, I'll be like, oh, like when we were going down for the wedding, I was like, well, I want to find a different eyeshadow that goes with my dress, and then I was like, I got the like Tarte holiday pack where you got like the 2 eyeshadow palettes for cheap. They're great and they're small enough. I'm pretty sure that they're smart now.
Yeah, they're 100% expired. There's a couple different things that because I was trying on different stuff this weekend to like see how it worked or if I still liked it, and a couple things where I was like, my eyes are itchy, or this eyes work. Which, you know what? It doesn't even matter if you like wipe it down with anything or whatever. Like you're supposed to toss them. So there is that's one thing. The other thing I went through is the number one thing I always forget to go through: hair products. You know when you just buy like random hair products?
Oh my god, when you're like, ooh, this will be so much fun. This will be so great. Sorry, I'm making a list currently of all of the things that I now need to purchase.
Oh yeah. Um just different hair product things, and like those do have an expiration, but like you know that leave-in conditioner that you got that made your hair feel greasy or too heavy, that you were like, this isn't working for me right now. If you haven't tried it in another season, and if it is on the edge, or if you cannot remember when you bought it, please just get rid of it. You don't need it in your life.
I if you're looking for a good dry shampoo, which is really funny because I have been against aerosol dry shampoos forever.
Because you were like, they're in my lungs, Sarah.
Hey, studies show now you're not supposed to use them. So
I never liked it though. I never liked the way my hair felt. Except for that Oscar Blondie or whatever. There was some brand that was at Sephora. It was the best. You couldn't feel it. It was clear. And then I don't know where it went.
So as we've talked in the past, I'm highly allergic to a majority of fragrances. Majority of aerosol, I almost said hair deodorant.
Hair, it's like spray deodorant. It
Dry
really is.
shampoo.
Dry shampoo.
Has a large amount of fragrance in it. So why am I shitting that on my our other sibling got me the Verb dry shampoo, which do I forget that I have it all the time? Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm also in the stance that like, I'm sorry, if my hair's greasy, I'm just gonna business.
I'm just gonna put it in a ponytail.
I feel that anyway. And because I went through this phase probably like 4 or 5 years ago, where I was like, ooh, I'm gonna buy cream from Bath and Body Works. Yes, I know people are probably thinking, didn't you just state you're allergic to a bunch of fragrances? Yep. So I'm allergic to like 90% of it, so I can't use it. So then I was like, oh, I'll make my own.
Oh, yeah.
Can't use essential oils, most of them. I was like, this sucks. So if I am dry and flaky, mind your business.
And leave me alone. Also, there's so many different like eyebrow products that I've tried. And I got this mini for $5 because it was like severely discounted of a holiday set that was from Benefit. I love it. I don't like the freeze whatever clear gel. That did not work for my thick ass eyebrows. My eyebrows are too thick. You know what it did? It made them glossy. They still fell. But the color of the dark brown is like so nice. And I only ever used the Wow Brow by Elf for like the longest time. And then I don't know what happened, but it got a wee bit clumpy. And then it was like clumpy brows. And then I'm trying to fix it. And then it gave me 2016 Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade brows, which I was the queen of. And then other ones that just like crust up and like flake. I tried the Essence one. The Essence one is great, but that brush is so fucking huge. And I was like, so I'm like putting it on and then I'm literally like wiping half of it off. Plus it's like a different undertone. So just like stuff like that. Those little things where I'm like, oh, I didn't like it right now, but maybe I'll like it later. No, you won't. Just fucking throw it away. Because I'm buying like a $2.99 product. I'm buying like a $3.99 product. And then I'm like, well, I might use it later. It might look different with this. And then I forget about it.
Mine is body washes too. Going through your body washes when you're like, oh, this one doesn't really fit the season.
Or lotions.
And I'm like, oh,
the same thing.
This will be great. And then, then it turns out that I am, can't use it.
Oh, yeah. I have that Biotherm or whatever, the oil cleanser, which no matter what I use in the shower, and I don't shower in super hot water, my skin dries out so fucking bad. I use that Neutrogena Hydro Boost, the blue.
Like the in-shower stuff?
No, I use the body
Milk?
lotion like when I'm super desperate because that should just right away. I used to use the Nivea in-shower body lotion. It was the best thing ever. And then they pulled it off their line and I've never been so pissed and so flaky.
I know. It was so great. And like, I think that's what pisses me off too. It's probably consumerism at this point. But you know, when you find your like ride or die products and then they discontinue them and you're like,
I get so offended. I'm like, why the fuck are you targeting me? What did I do to you?
Well, and then I feel like you could buy in a bulk. Oh, they'll tell you and then it goes off the shelf.
Right? It's like the deodorant. My trials and tribulations with deodorant, whether it's natural or not, or fucking, I don't know, riddled with chemicals. I'll be like, I finally have one that works great. And all of a sudden I'll be like, how come I can't find it? Or it says the number one thing I hate, reformulated. I'm like, fuck, here we go.
Formula?
Here we go.
On that note, we also found out why I get itchy whenever I touch their hair.
Oh, okay. So, I've tried a lot of different like temporary hair color dyes. I was a manic panic person for the longest time. And then, I like Arctic Fox. I know there's some controversy behind the person who runs it, but they make a good product. And then, we were at the store one time. And they're like, oh, we have Strawberry Leopard. And that is a Sally Beauty brand, temporary hair dye. It's like their version. It's part of their whole thing. And it's very similar to Arctic Fox. Smells amazing. Did we ever look into the ingredients of why it smells so amazing? No. Did we ever talk about how delightful it smells? Like Arctic Fox, everything smells like grape.
Which, like, mind you, I do wear gloves when I dye people's hair anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But every time I rinsed out the dye, I wouldn't wear gloves because then it gets caught up in the hair.
Yeah.
And I would always go, man, my hands are really itchy afterwards.
She's like, man, my hands are itchy. So I was like because I have really hard water where I live. So I went into Sally's and I was like, hey, like, I'm trying to find a shampoo that doesn't like rinse all the fucking dye out of my hair because it's super annoying. And they were like, oh, we use this one. It's the Strawberry Leopard. It's their conditioner and shampoo. And I was like, sweet. So I used it. And, I grew up in the 90s. So sometimes when you're bored and waiting for the conditioner to go and you've done everything else in the shower, you read the back of the bottle. It says, with shea butter and mango butter. And I went, oh, son of a bitch. So I messaged Eve after I got out of the shower and says, never use my Strawberry Leopard shampoo. It has mango in it. This prompted Eve to go read the bottle of the shampoo, of the hair dye.
It's in everything.
It's in all of their stuff.
Which, like, is not their problem.
No, it's not their problem.
Great product.
Yeah.
But just a PSA, if you're allergic to mango,
maybe don't touch it. Also, I find it really funny. Then why don't they call it mango leopard? There's nothing strawberry about it.
It just smells, I don't know. Maybe mango leopard just didn't sound good.
How did strawberry leopard sounded?
Maybe it has sentimental meaning. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I was so sad.
I know, so sad because, like, when you're using temporary dye, like, some of them just don't really smell like much. I feel like Manic Panic has zero smell. Is that just me?
It smells like conditioner.
Yeah, like, it's just kind of like, I don't know, fresh.
Do. Ugh.
Like, the Joico one smells like conditioner. Like, it smells like a Joico product.
Like, a majority of dyes don't really bug me. But I was just like, oh my god, it smells so good. And then I was so itchy afterwards every time.
Which, like, our brother has a whole thing with his scalp. And, like, my scalp does get flaky. So I was starting to wonder if it was, like, me. And if you were having a reaction to something like that. Like, maybe it was, like, scalp or something. And then when we put it all together, I was like, oh my god. So, like, even when Eve came to my house for my kid's birthday and I had a shower in the morning, I used a completely separate shampoo and conditioner because I was like, well, I'm going to want to blow dry my hair later. And I'm going to end up using her blow dry brush at her house.
Yeah.
So,
which also is understandable on why my scalp's been really itchy too, because you've used your Strawberry Leopard stuff and then go to my house and use my dry bar brush.
For people who are like, ew, that's gross, you use it. Well, first off, she's my sister and we share all of the things. But second off, I do clean out my hair and clean out the hair prior to use of it as well.
We've just discovered that apparently the world's just trying to kill me at this point.
I don't know. I'm just going to get the other one, the ion one, I think the next time that I'm there. Maybe that'll help.
Well, if it works for you, just bring a different dry brush.
I know. That's the whole thing though.
I know. I just seem like the difficult child. They're like, but I need this.
Oh, it felt like so bad. I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe that.
No, I was like, because I talked to our mom like multiple times and I was like, I don't know why, like, I'm so itchy all the time. And I'm like, I'd use the dry bar brush and I was like, man, like, usually that would help because, like, in the wintertime, you're not supposed to have wet hair because then, it can cause, like, mold on your scalp and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, maybe I just, like, fluff with wet hair. Like, I left it too long and I'm like, go dry my hair and, like, I know what allergic reactions feel like. I'm like, my head still feels really itchy, so we, like, switch shampoos. For the moment, I just use the same shampoo because why buy? We buy a big bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm still so itchy. And I was getting, like, rashes around my neck.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this is so rude. Like, why am I so allergic to this? And, like, yesterday, I just walked up to her mom and I was like, it happened again. Like, and, like, to the people, I have gone to an allergist. And, like, nothing appeared on the things. They just said that, like, because I'm allergic to most likely perfumes.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's causing it.
It's a plethora of things. But there are so many different things to, like, go through. So there's, like, your hair products you can go through. Also, if you've had that loofah longer than, like, 2-3 months, like, get rid of it. It's not good anymore.
Oh, my God. Also, I don't understand how people use the abrasive brushes.
Oh, you mean like those dry brush things?
Oh, my God.
I don't understand that either, but I get that mitt that, like, satisfyingly just, like, peels you like a lottery ticket. It's the best thing I think of.
Oh, I need to find my other one because those are great. go through your bathroom stuff.
Yeah, bathroom stuff.
Definitely.
Especially like your facial care stuff. Like if you have stuff that you tried that didn't work for you, either and it's still good, like maybe find it a new home or like recycle it. There's also at a lot of like Walmarts, I know in Canada, at a lot of places at like Walmart and stuff like that, there's places where you can drop off if you remember. If you don't, you're like, hey, whatever, and you put it in the recycling. But they have bins and then they take all the cosmetics packaging stuff and then melt it down and do other stuff. And there used to be a deal where you could trade in products at like Mac and stuff like that, but they don't do that anymore.
No, they do.
No, they do not.
People still do. I saw people do them.
I know
TikTok.
people did do it. They no longer do it, at least in Mac Canada, because I asked them about it when I was there like 2 weeks ago.
Rude.
But well, there's lots of different things that you can do. I mean, you can always put stuff on a Christmas list, but I love a holiday deal. Like Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada will get like packs of like 5 or 6 different types of mascara, and you pay whatever, and then you might get a coupon for like a full size mascara in some of them.
Yeah.
They have them for perfume. I always feel like it's the great time, because especially if you don't wear makeup all the time, getting like the deal, or even if it's like a deluxe mini of the product and being able to try it out and see if you actually like it is always great. And they have everything from drugstore to friggin' high end and lots of different places. I know advent calendars are super huge, but all I see is like people either love it or bitch about it.
My other thing about advent calendars is like, can't use those.
I know yours is like, that's like roulette for you.
Oh my god.
You never know what you're gonna get.
And I get so excited about them. I'm like, oh my god, it'll be so much fun. And then also I learned that I can't trust the food ones either.
Oh yeah, no.
Who's putting mango in chocolate?
Are you?
Oh
It's a
my god,
delicacy.
it's so rude. Yeah, a majority of that. Also, go through your sheets.
I did that. Oh my god. So my husband and I have crusty heels. Fun overshare. I'm slowly getting away at that because of the, what is that? That liquid bottle thing from The Ordinary. You rub it on the back of your heel.
Salicylic acid.
I think that's what it is. And then I went through and got rid of the sheets. Also, there's like the ones with, if someone's gonna laugh or be like, ew, like the ones with like the random stains where you're like, where the did I wear a face mask? What is that?
Honestly though, like I will state this, and I don't think I told Sarah. When I was moving around my room, I took off like my mattress cover.
Yeah.
And I saw the foam. It was green.
Yeah.
Entirely green. It starts off blue. So I flipped it over. If you are a sweaty person, do that. Go through your sheets. I went through with our mom yesterday of like her whole closet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Duvets, I understand duvet covers can be expensive, but when you have a duvet where like the pattern's fading off and stuff like that, we have Jisk in Canada.
Yeah.
We have IKEA. Amazon has some good ones too. Canadian Tire sometimes has some good
You
ones.
can find bedding shit anywhere.
And like it's good because then you're cleaning it off and stuff like that. Sometimes it just doesn't get clean anymore.
No, there's certain ones where it just doesn't get clean. You don't get that stain out. For me, it's like I will full on dye one side of a pillowcase sometimes. Because if you sweat and you have temporary hair dye in, temporary meaning like semi-permanent dye in, it'll just rub off. Or, when you like freshly dye your hair, even if it was with permanent dye, and then you wake up and you're like, oh.
Or like, so I've talked many times. Maybe one day Casper will hear me and how much I brag about those sheets.
I tagged some, but they were super expensive, but I put some of them on the Amazon list.
Oh my god. So I got them from Marshall's. They were like $50.
Yeah,
by the way.
The lowest price that's on Amazon is like $270 right now.
Oh my god.
I know, they're very expensive.
I had no idea. I bought them from Marshall's and I first ever loved them. But like you can buy cute sheets. Buy like 4 pairs of sheets. Wash them, put them back on your bed. So many of them pill. So many, and like, you know what? To the people who bitch about people having too many blankets,
I have so many blankets and I
I
love
know.
each and every single one of
I
them.
love all of them. And I switch them out, and sometimes like we have a like 6 foot by 3 foot container that I made that we put all the blankets in. And some of them have holes, and then we just throw them out.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, blankets are not damaging to have too many blankets.
No.
Too many sheet sets, kind of, because sometimes you lose the pillowcase, and if it's not the same color, I get annoyed.
I'm like that too.
But, like, sometimes you need to throw another blanket on. Go through your slippers.
Oh, yeah.
Please go through your slippers.
I had a slipper incident at the beginning of the season where Eve advised me that I was no longer allowed to have my slippers because they smelled really bad and my feet hadn't even been in them.
Oh my God, they're from the year prior. They're not. You can find good quality slippers.
Mm-hmm.
It is better to buy them now.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you sweat so much, they get cold when you put them on.
Oh, that is the worst.
It's the worst. Go through your socks.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of socks, I don't want to give everybody a huge chuckle. So I don't know if you're acquainted with the large Sterilite laundry baskets, the ones that have the dip in. They call it the hip dip. I had not one, not two. Oh, well, it was two full and half of one of socks because I don't know if anybody is like this, but I'll fold laundry till the cows come home. But when it comes to socks, I fucking hate matching socks. It is like the bane of my existence. So I even looked at my child. I took all the stuff upstairs and said, I will give you $10 to pair all these socks. She got like 15 pairs in and comes downstairs and she's like, I can't handle this. It's so much. I was like, I know, right? She's like, this is horrible. I'm like, well, you can continue to do it all week. Like, just do a little bit at a time. She's like, I'm good. And I went, okay, well, thank you so much for trying. This is how mommy feels as well. Like, I don't want to do this, but I will. So I watched this was earlier. I ate food because I forgot to eat naturally when I was finishing putting all this stuff away in my room. And I ate food and I watched the Martha Stewart documentary. Then I stopped it like 30 minutes before the ending. I went downstairs, swapped the laundry. And then I came back upstairs and I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I dumped them all on the ground, the Mount Everest of socks. And there was all different types of socks in there. And I sat there and paired them. And then I think I got like into the first episode of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders thing because I don't know. It gave it as a suggestion. So I just turned it on.
I've watched it. It's kind of fun.
I literally paired so many socks. And then I realized that I have seasonal socks, not just like Christmas socks, but I have like, well, these are the lighter ones. These work really great for shoes so my feet don't get too hot. Or these are my warmer ones. Like I found all my root socks, which is fabulous. And paired them all together. And I was like, wow. And then I also went through the socks because there's ones that I know that my husband doesn't like, or the ones that are almost see-through, or the ones that you're like, how is that one sock still in there that my kid had from 3 years ago? And you know that baby fits over top of her giant toe right now.
Yeah.
And just kind of like going through all those things. It's just like, it's great. I also did those like, this is my PSA for this episode. Go through your underwear. You were good enough to buy a pack of underwear for yourself. I may have got a pack of underwear for myself in an unfortunate incident that happened. But I bought a pack of ones at Costco. I got the Eddie Bauer ones. Again, this is an emergency situation. And what I found with a lot of my other ones is, and I'm not aggressive with my undergarments, but they were like ripping off at the elastic. Like they're baggy, but like ripping off where the elastic is, or like random holes would happen. And I kept putting it off. I literally, I'm pretty sure, went through every single pair of my underwear. I think 1 or 2 survived from the previous packs that I had purchased, probably a year or 2 years ago. And all the rest of them are all the brand new ones. Because there's just so many holes. And you know what? You don't need a holy life.
Also, you don't need to do with when you gotta pull up your underwear after the toilet, and then the waistband only comes with it.
Oh, literally, I walked out one day holding it in my hand, and Eve laughed at me. I'm like, it is now in my mum crevasse because I had a C-section with my kids, so I have a giant scar. But it rolls down into that little crevasse, and you're like, great. Because obviously I wear high-waisted underwear. I'm 38 years old.
I'm waisted underwear too, and I'm 23. Also, clean your scrunchies. Clean your hair products. Clean all of the hair accessories that you currently are using. Because sometimes when you put it in your hair, when it's a little damp, it smells a little stanky.
That's the whole thing is like, I know with like hot tools, because I watched, it was Candy Johnson. She was like, make sure you clean your hot tools because you'll get buildup because you usually like thermal stuff. And she always said to use like, you can use like an alcohol wipe, just something that dissipates really fast. Obviously, you're not going to like stick it in the sink and scrub it like that lady with the toaster on TikTok.
Did you see that? Plugged in.
I know, but she like full on had it in water. I was baffled. She's like, I wait for it to dry. And I was like, oh my God, I love you. But yeah, wiping off your hot tools is like a huge thing. That might be why something's sticking. There's buildup. And it's so funny too, because I looked at the comments and a bunch of people are like, what the fuck, you're supposed to wash this? And this was the compilation of the video. A chick washing her hairbrushes, washing her scrunchies, and then wiping down her hot tools. And I was like, sure, I don't do it all the time. I mean, I probably do it 4 times a year, wipe down my hot tools. But, like, also vacuum out the fucking lint trap in the bottom of your blow dry brush if you use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, simple things like that. Or the back of your hair dryer, you take off that little piece and there's the net there. Take that off before it catches on fire. And the scrunchies thing is huge. So I always inadvertently clean my scrunchies. They're usually in a pocket somewhere and then they go through the wash. But every couple of years, I just replace all of mine from like the Dollar Tree because Dollar Tree has the scrunchie brand. And I love me a thick scrunchie. I'm obsessed with this like corduroy pink. And it's so comfy. It's like a velvety corduroy thing. I always get those like crushed velvet or silky ones or whatever because they stay in my hair, but they're also like not pulling out my brain. That makes sense.
I usually clean mine once every like 3 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, also go through sorry, this is like me just listing things to go through. Go through your shirts. If it has a hole or a stain, throw it out.
Or if you put that shirt on and go, this shirt works really great under hoodies and you would never wear that shirt without a hoodie, maybe don't keep that shirt.
Yeah. Maybe don't put like weight on items that like I have things from our dad. I have things from like certain people and stuff like that I'll keep. But like I'll have shirts that like I may or may not have purchased 2 sweaters from the Wicked collection at Joe Fresh.
They're so cute. I literally want that hoodie.
Oh my god.
It's not hoodie, it's a crew neck.
It's a crew neck.
It says Wicked on it, and it's like I'm a hoe for that. Like what is it called? Not acid wash. We kept it
Stone washed.
That's it. It's stone washed. I don't know why everything is just softer.
Oh, it's so comfortable. Also PSA, if our mom usually is between a 2X or a 3X. She doesn't mind me talking about this. If she does, she can let me know. Joe Fresh has licensed peanuts, flaky, and a bunch of different ones. From like extra small to 3X, I think, or 4X.
And like in store.
In store. And they're like all in the same together. I found her a peanuts crew neck. And it is very hard to find licensed things from them. The other places you can find it is usually online. And like she's not super hyped on online because you don't know how it fits and stuff like that, which I get.
Also, you can't see the quality because sometimes the licensings are shit.
Yeah.
With Joe clothing, though, they're kid stuff. Like, I mostly end up buying like the pajamas or whatever. Like, they'll have holiday pajamas. Oh, they're so great. Like, especially their licensed stuff. It's never like ugly. Like, they have these super cute crew necks right now where they have it's like hand drawn Mickey and hand drawn Minnie, and they're kind of just like I don't know, not even like watercolor, just kind of colored. They're so cute, and the stuff lasts forever, and it goes through being passed down through kids. And it's probably one of the number one brands I see where it's still good quality at Once Upon a Child.
Well, and a majority of it too, it's not like super expensive. I got all of our Christmas pajamas from there. Those like I think about 2 or 3 years ago, it was around Christmas time, and I needed it for mom and said, "Do you want to get matching pajamas?" And she was like, "Oh my god!" And it was one of the only places that you could get Christmas. It was the only place in store that I could get matching pajamas for our younger brother, my mom, and I.
Mm-hmm.
That they had all 3 of our sizes. So I'm usually like a large or extra large because I like it big, like it comfy. Our mom is between like a 2, 3X, and our brother is usually an extra large. She's like over 6 feet. It needs the length.
Yeah, it's literally length.
Well, same and same for our mom too. It's usually just like length. We're a very tall family, and I remember I went into Old Navy and they stopped selling plus sizes in store. And I went to Walmart and they didn't have any either. They have them like separately. And yes, you can go into the men's section and you can get like, you could switch it over and have like different sizes and stuff like that. I walked into Superstore. This is not an ad for the Great Canadian Superstore or Joe Fresh Clothing, by the way. I went in and I got us all, I think 3 or 4 sets of matching pajamas for each of us. And the great thing is you can have like t-shirts and like the flannel pants, which is what usually our family goes for because we can't have the flannel button ups because we get too hot. They had long sleeves with fleece pants and stuff like that. There's many different options, and they were very cute. And they were like $25 per set.
Yeah.
And that was like across the board. So if you're doing the math, yes, I did drop almost $300 on pajamas. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. They all had pockets. None of them have gone seen. None of them has gotten see through. The only reason that we've gotten rid of them is because they've had stains. Um, and so we all got matching pajamas, and it was like the most excited. Our mom was so excited because she used to make them.
Yeah.
And like fabric's really expensive now. We all got them, and we were all wearing matching pajamas, and I was like, oh my god, this is so great. I still wear them in the middle of the summer sometimes.
Oh, yeah. And that's the whole thing is it's always great. Just like go through and edit stuff. I was the queen for the longest time of wearing like that freebie t-shirt that you get. Like in the industry that my husband works in, he gets a lot of freebie t-shirts. And those sometimes are like hair dye t-shirts or crafting t-shirts. But it ended up being like I was always just grabbing like leftovers and putting stuff together, which is totally fine. But then it was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't warm enough or this. And sometimes you just want the cute stuff. So I actually went through my pajamas because I found a ton online and I like swapped out a bunch. And then I literally rotate out pajamas. I rotate out like pants and clothes and stuff like that and sweaters. And I don't know why, but like when I do that, I think it also satisfies like that urge because everyone's like, oh my God, it's a new season, go buy new shit. Like those people who go out every single year and buy new Christmas decorations, I'm confused. Do you think that they sell the rest of them? There's like people who every single year they're like, I'm not like Vlogmas. There's some of them that are Vlogmas, but they'll be like, time to go Christmas decoration shopping. And like, I'm going to talk about her again because I love her, but like Laura DIY did a bunch of her stuff. But she was like, I already have these things. She took her stuff out. She's like, oh, I see that I went through all my things last year and edited it. And now they have more stuff and kind of the theme that I want to go with and the stuff that I like. So now I know what to get from Target. So she like went and got a couple more like little things. So that way she wasn't buying giant things that she didn't need.
I think a majority of people get like brand deals, so they'll like give their family members the old Christmas
I
decorations.
would hope it's not going into a dumpster somewhere.
I've also noticed, and I don't know if you feel this way, do you feel like a lot of influencers move every year?
They either move, it could be for security stuff. They either move every year, but there's a lot of people who just like rent or lease places, especially if they live in the Los Angeles area. There's a lot of people who don't actually buy property.
So I'm wondering if they either like sell them and get rid of them, or like they move into a bigger house and they want like multiples of things.
Well, and the other thing that I've learned, because I watch a lot of people who are in Los Angeles, is they don't have basements and they don't have attics.
Yeah.
So they have to store everything in the garage. So that could be like flooding or like where things are getting wrecked or whatever. But I just find it, I'm like, what?
I also wonder if it's like they like almost like staging. It's like they like rent it and like
Oh, there's people who's known for doing that.
so they like they rent it and they send it back and stuff like that. Also, like things break. I think too, like majority of things that people will like buy, they'll buy it for like their living rooms and their kitchens. And I think now people are going into like decorating their bedrooms more.
There's a lot more people who are like going with like themes where they decorate like an office, say that they're in a lot more, or podcast rooms, stuff like that. So that does make sense to me, but so many times like it's not normal for someone to buy brand new Christmas decorations every single year and start fresh from the bottom up. That's not normal.
I would also like to state to the people who are buying. Do you remember like a few years ago? It's like Abercrombie comes out with their sweaters.
Oh, that I'm pretty sure that was just all brand deals. But like everybody was like buying them. They were like $90 to $100. Now we are Canadian, so that could be why. But they were like so expensive.
But also, do you ever see people wearing those again?
Remy wears all her NFL stuff, like any of the Green Bay Packers or any of the other ones that she got.
Yeah.
Because they had that huge, I think they still have it, those things. I know, but those folks, they get so much stuff, and then they sell it on like Depop or they sell it on Poshmark.
But I only see them wear it like a
Or some
couple
of
of
them.
times. Like if we ever recorded the podcast, be prepared because I'd be wearing the same three sweaters.
I know, I'm pretty consistent. I'd be like, I have the same pair of leggings 5 times. Except I think the ones that I'm wearing today need to go out to pasture because clearly they got washed with something with Velcro, and I got a fat ass rectangle, like the pull Velcro, and I keep touching it, and now I'm not gonna stop. So I probably have to get rid of these ones that I'm wearing.
But I never. Same thing with like sweatsuits and stuff like that. Like I see people wear it like a couple of times. This obviously is not everybody, but like like, where? I know that they sell it on, like, Depop and stuff like that, and they give it to their family members. But
Or, like, shelters. There's a lot of people donating stuff to shelters right now, too, which is great.
but they'll go through, like, their closets, and I'm like, where did all of the things go that you were talking about before?
I know some of the things where they're like, "Oh, this is essential. I never have to buy another one." And then I'm like, "When was the?" Okay, so you just said that you bought a new white button-up blouse from the same place because you liked it before. But how long did you have it before? Like, I'd love to know some longevity.
Yeah.
Like, if that's like an investment piece, and you're like, "I spent $100 on this, but it lasted 5 years and it stayed white. Didn't go gray. Didn't do whatever. I didn't do anything fancy with it." Then cool, like stuff like that, or just like it's okay if you have, like, your own I call it a life uniform, like, if you have your own life uniform.
Yeah.
Clearly, mine is leggings, some t-shirt or tank top, depending on the season, and a hoodie.
I was watching Zoella's decluttering video.
Oh,
Love Zoella. Literally wish to be that woman. She is so lovely, and I feel like she seems like a very sweet person. I also love Ashley, and I'm very excited for Poppy to have her baby.
yeah.
Sorry, very off track. But I was watching her, and I also really related to Poppy because Zoe had called her to come over and help her declutter her house, and I was like, oh my god, it's me.
Yeah.
And she was going through her closet, and she was like, oh, I wore this button up when I interviewed One Direction. And she's like, I want to keep it. But 90% of the clothes that I saw her going through, I've seen her wear multiple times.
That's the whole thing, is she'll wear, like, a lot of the same, like, jumpers and stuff like that, and you'll notice. And there was some things that she kept, obviously, from, like, before she had a kid, because you never know how your body reacts. There's some people where their bodies go back to the exact same thing or less.
Yeah.
And other people where it goes in a different direction. Like, maybe you got a booty now. Maybe you have hips now. Maybe you didn't have those before. Maybe you have boobs like me. I had no boobs. None of my shirts fit after. Everything was a crop top. And that was before crop tops were cool again.
Or even if, like, I understand that people's bodies change, but I just find it so fascinating because, like, I'll be like, oh my god, I really like that sweater. Like, I remember there was this Nirvana sweater from Abercrombie.
It's not from Abercrombie. It's from Urban Outfitters. I know exactly, because everybody had the same freaking crew
Oh
neck.
my god, and it came in, like, purple, green, blue, and pink. And it was neon colors. All had, like, acid, like, splatters of neon colors.
I'm obsessed with that. And you know how many times I've looked it up and it was like $100 at Urban Outfitters.
And the amount of people that I saw it, and, like, I'm sorry, as a collective, can we talk about how, like, people be like, oh, this is my budget friendly, and then go through their closet? And, like, I'm the type of person that I'm like, oh, yeah. I'll look it up and I'll be like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I wonder how much it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be like over $100, which, I spent, our dad had this Chicago Bear sweater, and I have worn it since I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
And I wore it.
As it starts to get older, it started to get shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
And so I went onto this website. It's Canadian business called Peace Collective. And they have licensed NFL stuff. And they had a Chicago Bear sweater that is very similar to the one that I had. And there was a Seahawks one too. So I bought those two. And, like, each of them are like $86. But to me, that sweater meant a lot to me. And I still have it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I wanted to wear it and have it, like, be bigger. Bought those two. Great and everything.
Mm-hmm.
$86 each. Would not normally spend that amount on a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I was like, oh, well, you know what? It's something that means a lot to me. These people are dropping like $200 on a sweater, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I love Burnt Out, the label, which is another Canadian company. I love their stuff. I literally hold out for their mystery bags because sometimes I'm so indecisive. But also, like, I'll hold out for them. You get a bunch of sweaters, and you're, like, say you get 2 of, like, the 5-packs or whatever, you're dropping anywhere from $100 to $150, maybe $200. But you're getting a bunch of sweaters, and some of them were even plain, like, from their basic collection and everything, and they're really great. Some of the stuff I'm never gonna wear. Like, we got these, like, mystery bags. I still have the Christmas sweater because it's so soft.
It's so cute.
It's so cute, but it's just, like, sometimes it's a little bit warm, so it depends on the season. I'm totally gonna keep it, though, because it looks super nice. But I will be selling and letting go of the Savage pink sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Because that color doesn't look good on me. And you didn't like it either.
No.
And then I figured out that I like their long, I think they call them Big Sister, like their longer version of their crew necks, the longer version of their hoodies. Because every other ones, I feel like big girl wearing tiny hoodie. Like, it feels disproportionate. I don't like the way it feels. And if I'm like avoiding wearing it, then I'm not going to have it. So I have like literally a brand new crew neck from them that's part of the shorter style. And I was like, oh, well, like maybe I'll just sell it. Actually, my best friend's cousin was like, if you get rid of anything from them and it's still practically brand new, just let me know. And she lives down the street. So I would probably let her, I'll give it the Leah pass first and then we'll go from there. Because my best friend is tinier than me. And if she put it on, she would look like she was wearing her mama's sweater. It would be the opposite effect of how I feel. And yeah, like there's those things like if you're not comfortable, like your body changes, cool. I think I'm gonna say this on the podcast. I think Eve's gonna die. I think I have to get rid of my black ripped skinny jeans that I love so much. But I'm really not wearing them that much.
See, I was never a ripped jeans type of person.
I feel like when I wear jeans that don't have rips, it is like I don't know. I feel like it's like not even like grown up. I just feel like it's like so official or like so plain. Like I love having other things. Like I love like an acid wash jean. I love like something that kind of has like maybe like looks like it has like a bit more texture to it. But I am like the emo punky girl who does not want to grow up.
Oh my god, this just reminded me of something from the previous decluttering video from last year. Do you remember the sweat set that you said you were going to put patches on?
Yeah, I bought the patches.
Are the patches on?
Yeah, I just can't look at the hoodie right now. I don't know where I put it.
Okay. Because if you remember from last year, I talked about the sweater that she had said, the sweat set that she had said that she was going to keep and that she was going to put patches on. And I said, in 1 year's time, I'm going to ask you. And if you haven't bought the patches nor made any effort, you're getting rid of it.
Yeah, so I bought the patches. I found the pants, but I cannot find the hoodie right now.
Okay.
I don't know where it's gone. It's by this brand that's KOTN, and they did some merch for a company that I used to work for. And their stuff is so nice. Would I ever purchase their stuff? Probably not, because like that entire sweat set would be almost $300. But it is a beautiful green color, and I just love it. And I was just like, but I feel funny wearing it because I'm like advertising this other company. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll get patches and put them over. I found super cute patches that'll cover it. It'll be totally fine. I might still pick the stitching out. We'll see. Can I find the hoodie right now? No, I fucking cannot. But I found the pants while I was folding all the things because I put it on like a shelf, clearly to be like, you need to put the patches on it. But once I found, I'll do that. I'll do the pants because at least I can still wear them. But once I found the hoodie, I'll stick it on. It's like one of those like good vibes patches. It's like super colorful for Michaels. And I was like, that's cute. I'd buy a sweater that had that on there.
That's the other thing. There's a lot of sweaters that I really like, but I just don't like the like little embroidery now. And I'm like, I could slap a patch on it.
Right, just like slap a pat or
I actually like that's okay to an extent. A couple of them, sure. Your whole closet does need to be justified.
I mean, you gotta have some stuff that's like plain too. There's a couple things like I need to get. I love myself a George Walmart men's zip up hoodie. The length, the way that they fit me, and the amount of times that I've showed my husband the difference of the men's and the women's section, he goes, clearly the women's ones are not made for you. I'm like, no, they are not. They are made for people with a shorter build. I am not of the shorter build. And I'm wearing the red one right now that sits up, and it's great. My green one is not nice, but I just got a green Adidas zip-up hoodie that is almost the exact same color. So I don't need to go get another one. But I love a black one because, like, the black one, it goes underneath stuff. It's super cute.
I need to get a plain black zip-up too. Let's just add it to the list.
Let's just add it. Let's just make a list. You know those little, like, essentials that you have? Things that you can put underneath things. Like, you have, like, that cute jacket, but you may need a little bit of extra warmth for the next bit. Or I love a black zip-up hoodie or a gray zip-up hoodie under a jean jacket.
I'd also like, if anybody is wanting to make a business, I would like minor credit from this. Can someone make knit sweaters that have cotton sweaters built into them?
Ooh, or like silk?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, have you seen those toques? Oh, Jesus. The toques that they have with like the silk lining that you can put on so that way your hair doesn't get all funky.
I would love, so I obviously have very bad sensitivity issues to textures, and I'm also very warm. So knit sweaters, as much as I love them and they're super cute, make my skin crawl.
Also, it's 2024. Why the fuck are half of them still itchy as shit?
I would love if someone took a basic, like, it could even be like a Gildan crew neck, and they just sewed it inside of knit sweaters so that I don't have to actually feel the knit, but I could wear the knit. And I would love it. And I would spend money on that for a good Christmas sweater because I want a Christmas sweater so badly. And I can't have them because that's also why we have a business. Because I want a cute Christmas.
Well, and that's the whole thing is like having a cute Christmas sweater. Did I have some really unfortunate ones when I was younger? I sure did. And you know what? I found pictures and I may actually take them and do a little collage on our TikTok so everyone can have a giggle. How did I avoid feeling scratchy when I was younger? Because that shit in the 90s was scratchy as shit. I wore everything with a fucking turtleneck. Did I look like I was selling catalogs to everybody? Did I look like Molly Shannon in the Santa Claus movie when she's with Scott Calvin? I sure did.
Oh, you looked like a Minnesota mom.
I looked like I was like in a Sears catalog, which is probably where my Nana bought a lot of stuff. And my other Nana made stuff, but it was like everything was just so scratchy, no matter what you had.
They're so cute though.
They're so wholesome with like my little
mushroom
mushroom cut and my little like it was always like a holly turtleneck or a plain.
Oh
and then I had like a festive vest or something.
It was like they were really cute though. And like I would love to wear those. I also can't wear turtlenecks, but I would love to wear like a cute Christmas sweater that was like looks like your grandma made it or stuff like that. Just
probably find some at the thrift store, but they probably ask for them.
Like I could probably make it, but like if anybody was like, "Ooh, I want a business idea," I will purchase from you. I would model for you without my face. But like I would 100% be happy to be a part of that process because I know so many people that have the same issue that are like, "What?"
Oh, I know.
It's like I've learned that my favorite thing to ask people when I first meet them is, "Can you eat Jell-O?"
Or pudding.
And
He doesn't do this.
But like those types of things, that's why when you keep like last time I went through my clothes, I got rid of the rest of my knit sweaters. And I was like, I can't wear them. Like whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I broke my soul because they were so cute. I have 2 Christmas sweaters, but I wanted to wear them so badly, but I just it's so much and I get so annoyed that I can't wear them.
And so hence there's no point in keeping them. Like just get rid of them. Maybe you'll find something new this holiday season. I was really hoping that the Walmart ones were soft, but the Deadpool one is scratchy. But the Snoop Dogg line that they have that is popping off at the Canadian Walmart is adorable. But I'm pretty sure they're just crew necks.
They are just crew necks.
But I love Snoop, so
Snoop Dogg.
Get rid of those things that bother you. Get rid of the boots. The boots that you know that you bought that look cute, that really aren't waterproof and really aren't practical. And get the waterproof boots. You can find cute ones. And you're not paying out the butt for them. There's lots of sales and stuff going on. Because water resistant versus waterproof, it's very different.
Also, you don't need 50 pairs of shoes. I'm sorry. I know people are like, "Oh, I have glittery ones. I have this." Yes, people look at like their wedding shoes because they mean a lot to them and stuff like that. I have Timberlands. Not Timberlands. What are they called?
Oh, your Yaletown boots.
My generic Canadian boots. I have the boots that I have off Amazon when it snows.
Yeah.
And I have my running shoes.
Which the number one thing that we rotate out amongst all of us is running shoes because we literally wear them into the ground.
That reminds me, I need to buy new running shoes.
I need to buy some too. I think I want to get those Fila Disruptors again. I fucking love those shoes. They were so comfy.
I might get them in black.
I know, they're really great. There's lots of different things, like rotating things out. That's a huge thing right there, actually, is like I said with sneakers. If you wear your sneakers all the time, you should really be rotating them out like every 6 months.
Also, please, like, I was the type of person that I would buy the, like, $20 BLS shoes from Costco, stuff like that, until I started working, and I would come home, and I would be in so much pain, like, my feet were so bad. I had a foot massager, yes, but it was so bad, and then I started investing in Hoka's. Just investing, because they're over, like, they can be over $200.
But for your profession, it makes sense.
Yes, but I was like, oh my god, I'm spending $200 in a pair of shoes. Yes, but I'm also spending $200 in a pair of shoes, and I'm not in pain when I come home as much. And I need to find a good pair of like personal shoes because I just would take my old hooks and just wear them around.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I probably shouldn't. Don't know what's on them.
Well, and that's the whole thing. Like you can have, I mean, I'm always down to have like a couple pairs of like fun shoes, especially if you find them on sale. Like I have the Vans. They're just like the standard Vans, but they're like neon yellow and they have leopard spots on them. Like those are super fun. And then I have these ones. I have the checkered slides, but they're like the air foam super light ones that actually have built-in cushions. I called them old people Vans, and the girl laughed when I was buying them at the Van store because they were on sale. And she's like, oh, yeah, you're only getting those for like $11. I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's so unfortunate they're getting rid of that line. I was like, damn it. I was so excited. It's like a standard slide on. Obviously, if anybody doesn't know this, but Vans are always meant to land up. So that way they're never like on their side or whatever. They're like perfectly balanced shoes. And these ones were so light and so comfy. I'm like, oh my God, I can wear them again. Because the other ones, they pull at your joints and stuff like that. Well, apparently not.
Apparently they don't continue.
Yeah, there's little things like all those little things. The other thing I saw is like if you're wearing the earrings with the silicone backings, you need to change those out all the time because apparently your oil and all the other stuff will like allow it to fuse and you may never get it off of your ear. It's been like a common thing that's been popping up on my TikTok and I'm like, oh dear. Also, there's flat back earrings, super random. If you get annoyed with like the stabbiness of like I don't know, it looks like a little tiny crown, those backings that go on. There's flat back ones that screw on and they come off a lot less. I'm allergic to a lot of metals. And I got the surgical steel ones and I got a pack. I used to have like 3 holes in each ear, but now I only have 2 because the third one is just not wanting to do that anymore. And I got them and they came in like it's like surgical steel with like, fake like cubic zirconians. And then I got like the black version and I think they were like $25. It was the best thing ever. And your hair doesn't get caught in the back of it. Oh, that's the worst.
I don't really wear earrings so often.
Yeah.
So is that. Also, clean your phone.
Oh my God.
Not the digital one. I mean the physical phone.
Yeah. So funny that you said that though, because I went to go put on one of my cases, which is like one of the overwhelmthelabel.com cases. And I realized that I did not clean it and it is dirty as shit. And I was just like, I don't want to clean it right now. So I put this clear one on.
I'm not gonna lie, it was this morning and I was like, excuse me, ma'am. Mentally, my brain going, where's your case?
I know. I need to get like a Christmassy type themed case. But yeah. What are your tips and tricks? What are you doing during this seasonal change? What are you doing to feel less overwhelmed? If you want to, overwhelmed the label. We'd love to hear your feedback, especially if there's things that you think are a common thing to double check and make sure that you're doing during the holiday season. Like that whole thing where people found out that you're supposed to actually clean your washing machine and, clean out the dryer hose. Stuff like that. Those fun little tips and tricks that you've learned maybe on some of the social medias. Why don't you throw that down below? And like to say thank you so much. And stay as warped and twisted as ever. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to us on YouTube. You can find us on all of the socials: Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook,
Snapchat. But if you're more of a just an audio type person, we're on Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. I think we're on Pandora, iHeartRadio, and you can also check us out on the RSS feed.
Thank you so much for listening, and feel free to go re-listen to some of the episodes that we have.